Hello, hello. Welcome to Corner Office Chats with Maureen and Alexis. If you are joining us from within our Facebook group, Women Who Lead, hello, welcome. And if you're joining with outside and you're not a member of Women Who Lead on Facebook and you want to be, you're a female leader who is leading a team, then just pop on over to Facebook and join Women Who Lead, answer the questions, and we'd love to interact with you inside our group. We do our live show every Thursday at 1:30. This here, Corner Office Chats, where we talk about different topics. We interact with the members in our group, and we, get to understand what you guys are looking for and hopefully deliver on those requests. So let's dive into today's topic, which is a juicy one. It is 2 ways to quit feeling inferior now. Right? This is something I think that everyone can relate to at some point or in some area of your life where you get those feelings of insecurity, those feelings of inferiority. How do we just put those thoughts, stop them dead in their tracks?
Yeah, this feeling can occur at any time, right? It can occur when you're networking with other people. It could be sitting in a meeting with powerful people. It could be in any circumstance, even sitting like with your children. If you're sitting there, just like, I'm not even doing a great job as a mom. That you're starting to feel inferior or less than who you really are. Losing that confidence is it's a thing. It's a limiting belief that starts to come in, and especially when we're growing. So what we want to know, if you're a fast scaling entrepreneur or you have a new team that you're managing, then this type of feeling starts to happen. So this is a really real feeling. Everyone goes through it. They think that they're not good enough. So that's what we're going to address today. Yeah. And the first one we're going to talk about is change your definition of confidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is key. This is one of those mindset kind of pieces that I think we all really need to work on. If your definition of confidence is, being able to handle all the situations, being able to know, everything in a given situation, be able to have all the answers, that's a really high kind of pedestal to put yourself on, and it's a really high scale to measure against. For us, our definition of confidence is simply this, is knowing that you have the ability to figure things out, right? You believe in your ability to learn what you need to do the thing, right? That's so much easier to take on board than feeling like you already have to know it or have the answers, right? That's something when you're in that kind of, in that area, anxiety, those things, those anxious thoughts pop up constantly and are actually robbing and stealing your creativity, your productivity, your energy on a daily, sometimes hour by hour basis. So changing up that definition of what confidence means to you is the first step in kind of quashing those inferiority feelings.
Yeah, think about it as, how would you coach your children, right? When they're going into the first day of school, or they're working on a new project. What is it that you would do to help them build their confidence? What would you say to them so that they can be able to reach in and pull out their own confidence in that moment? And just knowing that, everybody's out there trying to figure it out. Not everybody knows everything. These are things that we already know. It's reminding ourselves of that, and put maybe some triggers into place that, okay, like Maureen, you're about to go into this meeting. There's some powerful people. They're going to be asking you some really hard questions, and be okay with saying, I'm not sure. Let me get back to you on that, because no one expects you to know the answers right away. Now, if it was something you were prepping for, then it's something that you say, you know what, it's okay. You've got your notes with you. You have the full ability of delivering. And if you are out of step or you lose your train of thought, you can always refer back to your notes and perform. This is a real thing. This happens to everyone. It's how do you set yourself up for success to help you sustain that level of confidence that you want, how you want to show up, really.
This is especially important for, you business owners out there when you are kind of either in the beginning or you're a few years in, you're scaling really quickly, you've gotten to this new level, and you're not, you're the expert in whatever your business is, right? That's probably why you got into it, whether you're in a product or a service-based business, you know, and that's your expertise. But you're not you're not a marketing expert. You're not a payroll expert. You're, all of these things, but that is part of the responsibility of being a business owner. So understanding you don't have to have all the answers in all the areas, right? Your confidence can stem from your area of expertise where you should be putting in the effort to making sure that you have not all the answers, but that you are confident in that area of what you want to be known for. But there's so many other things that come into play. You have to, like Maureen said, be okay to say, you know what? That's a great question, Bill. Let me ask my HR expert about that, or let me check in with marketing on that. And being okay with that, because nobody has all of the answers to all the questions all of the time.
Yeah. And what's great about this takes us right into number 2. The next tip is leveraging the strength of others. And you hit it right there. Where, like, if you're reaching out to your HR person or another team member, or maybe it's a mentor or a coach, whoever that is for you, is knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are and putting a structure in place, or putting a team in place that you can leverage their strengths so that they're the experts in what you need, right? And you may be good at strategy, you may be good at delivery, but when it comes to preparing it, or when it comes to the details or the technical aspects, you want to make sure those team players are on your team to handle that. Because maybe that doesn't bring you joy in doing it. That's your productivity killer. Or maybe it's something that you struggle with, and it just slows you down. If you want to keep moving as a high performer and build the confidence of others, you can even say to them, you're really good at this, and you taking care of this for the team really helps us get to that next level. And it'll help build the confidence of your team players as well, because sometimes they don't understand what their place is in the team and how they're helping in achieving a vision. So when you're a leader, it's letting them know that what you're doing is impacting the bottom line, or this top vision that we have, and the piece that you're playing to ensuring that everything is in place, or making sure the technical items are done, helps us get there. Because without that team player, then you may not be able to achieve it. Right? So, and your job as a leader may be just to identify what those strengths that you need in your business, so that you can continue to drive and scale your business.
Absolutely. And you know what? We can only achieve so much on our own. We know this. The data is in, the science is in. There is so much more potential when you have a team, when you're leveraging the talents, the strengths, the skills of, your support system. That's when those big successes can happen. There's a great book. I highly recommend it to everyone who is watching. It's called Big Potential by Sean Achor. And he is one of my favorite just people, even though I don't know him personally. I'm going to shout him out until he hears me and I somehow meet him in real life one day. He is a happiness expert, and he does a lot of his work on, on happiness. And his The Happiness Advantage is his first book, which I absolutely love. But Big Potential is a really great one. He talks about small potential being that individual potential that we have for hitting certain levels of success. If we want to tap into that big potential, that's when you put your efforts into developing that dream team. And it is so, so true. This also goes to the idea of this big potential, leveraging and harnessing the strengths of your team. Helps with that inferiority complex, right? You're not feeling like you have to know it all, because you have people in place that are going to be able to answer the question, do the task, create the thing, talk to the client, or whatever the case is. You're confident in your team, which allows you to have confidence in yourself as a leader, in yourself as an expert, and by leveraging that big potential, by leveraging your team, you can reach those higher levels of potential.
Yes, absolutely. So these are the two things that you can start taking so that you don't feel inferior anymore, right? These are two ways. The first one we talked about, change your definition of confidence, right? And then the second one is, changing it from, going back to changing your level is like going from having to know everything to knowing that you have the ability or the resources to tap into to leverage your confidence, right? The next one is leveraging the strength of others. So setting yourself up for success, hitting that big potential by having a team of people that can fill in the gaps. So when you know your strengths and weaknesses, then you know what skill set to hire, who you need in what area to make sure that their zone of genius is being tapped into so that you can focus on your zone of genius, right? So these are the two things really important. When you know that you've got these things in place and you've changed your mindset around it, then you will not feel inferior anymore in any situation that you're in. So that's for today. Those were the two ways to stop feeling inferior. For those of you who are listening and really liked what you heard today, as Alexis mentioned earlier in the show, is that you can follow us or join our group in Facebook, Women Who Lead. You can also follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Goal Set Coach. We are here every Thursday at 1:30 Eastern. We pop in, we do our corner office chats, and all of this comes from you all. All of this comes from what you all are dealing with, how you can show up better as a high performer, have that unshakable mindset. And those are the topics that we address here to help you keep moving forward. Thanks so much, Alexis, for being here today.
Thanks, Maureen.